Friday. I made it another week, Jimmy. No COVID.
I got tested twice this past week, negative both times.
Nice. Now you can go to one of the rallies.
I wasted all that time. They told me in order to arrive here in Massachusetts and not have to quarantine for 14 days, I had to come in with a negative COVID test. So I got that. I got that one that they takes 48 hours to get the results. And, then I get the link. Okay, you need to go to this website and fill out this form and submit it to the state of Mass. So I fill out the form, what time I'm arriving, what flight I'm arriving, what airline I'm flying in, all the information. And then I see this button that says your COVID sample cannot be older than 72 hours. And I'm like, damn, I did the math real quick, took off my shoes, counted, and I come up with 96 hours my COVID sample was going to be. So I'm like, what am I going to do here? Am I going to take a chance? What am I going to do? Then I hear in the news that they opened up a COVID testing facility at the airport in Tampa. So, all right, I'll do the rapid COVID test on my way, on Thursday. So I go and I spend the $57 to do the rapid COVID test. So now I got 2 sheets that say I'm negative, and I arrive at Logan Airport and I'm looking around for somebody to collect it from me, and ain't nobody interested in me.
Yeah, they are. They got your money. They got your money.
Yeah. Nobody in Massachusetts was interested. The people down in Tampa got my money, but nobody in Massachusetts was interested.
Well, you might need them papers to get back into Florida, though.
Hell no.
No?
Florida's back in phase 1.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. You don't need that. The only thing that's left in place in Florida right now is you do have to wear a mask when you're outside or when you walk into an establishment, and you're not supposed to get together in large crowds.
What do they call in a large crowd in Florida?
Well, restaurants can go back to 100% seating capacity now.
Okay.
Bars were allowed to reopen, and breweries were allowed to reopen.
Okay.
So just as long as you wear your mask when you walk into place, when you sit at your table, you can take your mask off. If you're going to the bathroom or up to the bar to get another drink, put your mask back on.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and each county is left if they need to tighten things up a little bit. They're left with the ability to tighten things up a little bit.
So you were at a bar last night. What was that like?
This place was here in Massachusetts. Supposedly, you can't just go to a bar and drink. Yeah, you have to. You can drink while you're eating a meal. The place we went to last night, we couldn't sit at the bar, but they had high top tables pushed up against the bar, and we were sitting at the high tops. So the bartender could reach over and put your drink down.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
Where there's a will, there's a way. And did you know that I think we were into our 3rd beer before we decided to order some food, and nobody was harassing us about ordering food.
Yeah. I mean, if you know the rules, you can break them, right?
But I was telling Tommy, I stopped by this American Legion I used to belong to over in Hanover. And of course, I don't know nobody there. I ain't been there in over 20 years. I ordered a Bud Light, and then the guy says to me, "Oh, you can't just order beer. You got to order something to eat." Best thing that I got is I got hot dogs over here for $1.
Bag of chips for 30 cents.
No, it's got to be a hot meal.
Okay.
So the cheapest thing he had was the hot dog for $1. So instead of $3.50, the beer cost me $4.50.
Right, and you just ate the hot dog slow, right?
Yeah. Well, you only have to do. All he has to do is be able to say he sold you a hot dog. You ordered food.
So
there was a lot of guys in there that had eaten their hot dog several beers ago.
Yeah, he should have just had a loaner hot dog available. Here, we'll put this in front of you.
Kind of cracked me up because, like down in Florida, the American Legions, VFWs, and like that, they're not governed by the same laws as a regular bar.
Okay.
So a lot of the American Legions stayed open the entire time, but the state commander, VFW commander in Florida, ordered all VFW posts to close when the bars were closed.
Okay. Makes sense. I mean, I think they're considered nonprofits, aren't they?
They're private clubs.
They're private clubs.
Yeah, because you have to join.
Right, but there were still regulations as far as private clubs.
Not like I said, the governor left the VFWs, the American Legions, on their own, and like I said, we met a few times at an American Legion while the VFWs were closed, just because the American Legions were still open.
Nice. So I guess your week started Thursday. Monday, Tuesday, do anything for you?
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I worked.
Yeah, you got some work in?
Yeah, I got some work in. Yay. Woo.
Oh man, well, I've been working my butt off. I got a 3 projects going on. Just in case Sizway has to come up and hang out with me, I have to build him a bedroom. So I'm redoing my office in the house into a library. Really, is what the plan was. I said, listen, if I got to move all my stuff out of here, I might as well go ahead and complete my vision. So my vision was bookshelves on every wall, and including the back of the door, so that when you close the door, you're just
surrounded by bookshelves.
Surrounded by books, yeah.
And you were going to put one book on the shelf.
Yeah, exactly. and that's the one that opens the door.
All this empty bookshelf space in one book.
Yeah, one book. Well, no, I got shelves for albums. I got shelves for VHS tapes. I got shelves for CDs.
Why?
Because I own them and I haven't digitized them yet. And I won't digitize them unless they're in my face and not next door or in a box or anything like that. I'm counting on breaking my leg and being stuck in front of my computer for a couple of months so I can do all the work that I really need to do.
You know what a battle I had with my wife to get rid of the old VHS tapes? And I'm looking at her, I'm going, the VHS player is dead. It's dead. It won't play the tapes. Let's get rid of them. No, because they were all the tapes that we acquired while the kids were growing up.
Right, home movies.
I'll actually go buy you the DVD or Blu-ray.
Okay. It wasn't home movies. These were just commercial movies on VHS.
Yeah.
What you call it? Sesame Street and Dora the Explorer and all the Winnie Pooh stuff you was watching with the kids.
How old's your youngest?
My youngest is 25.
Okay, so he's the same age as my oldest, and growing up, we had a full collection of Ronald McDonald short movies. Do you ever remember those Ronald McDonald short movies?
Ronald McDonald short movies?
Oh, yeah.
No.
Yeah, the Hamburglar, Ronald McDonald. They had a bunch of different movies, and my wife would buy them for the kids, and they loved them.
See, that would have been the last thing I bought. We had, McDonald's was a super treat for our kids. You know what I mean? And then to tease them with Ronald McDonald in a video would just be Child abuse, I think. I don't know.
But we had the Lion King. We had Lion King 1.5 as a 2.5, whatever. We had the funniest one was that movie Mars Attacks.
Yes.
Right. Stupid comedy, right?
All right.
Thomas, every time he heard the opening scene and he ack, 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 he come flying in with this plastic rifle, and he would sit there and shoot the Martians every time they showed up on the TV.
Nice. So, were you able to find replacements on Blu-ray? I don't think so.
I found several. Surprisingly, I found several. You know what one I just acquired this week?
Uh-oh.
On Blu-ray?
Uh-oh.
A Shark's Tale.
A Shark's Tale.
A Shark Tale. That's the one with Will Smith. Will Smith does the voice of the main character.
Okay.
And Robert De Niro does voices in it. God, what's the two reggae guys?
I'm thinking DuckTales. Shark Tales. Was it a series on Saturday?
No,
or something like that?
It was a single movie. Will Smith plays this fish who's he's dreaming about living at the top of the reef, and he accidentally gets into it with a shark, and the shark ends up dead. But Will Smith didn't do it, but everybody starts calling him the Shark Slayer. That his character, the Shark Slayer, and it is funny. And the two guys that play the electric eels in it they're using Jamaican accents. And at one point, they got Will Smith tied up, the fish character tied up, and they keep zapping him, and they're singing, "Don't worry about anything, 'cause every little thing gonna be all right." Bernie.
As they're giving him shock therapy, right?
Yeah, they're giving him shock therapy. And Robert De Niro plays the father of the shark that ends up killed, and they're a bunch of wise guys. And so Robert De Niro's the mafioso father, and the one brother that ends up killed, he's going to be the next wise guy, and the other brother is peace, love, and why do we have to be so mean? And it is hilarious. The kids loved it. I loved watching it, so I was buying some stuff off of Amazon and trying to make up to free shipping, and the movie was only $9. I was like, all right, I'll buy it.
Well, they're saying that Shark Tale is a cinematic disaster.
Sure it is. If you're not an 8-year-old kid.
Come on, man.
I loved it, man.
You didn't enjoy it? I enjoy it. Well, I don't remember seeing Shark Tale, but I really did love the other one. What was that? Finding Nemo?
Yeah, I Finding Nemo, and I got Finding Dory too.
Yeah, I didn't like that as much as Finding Nemo, but it was cute. It was cute. I thought Ellen DeGeneres did a good job with the memory. Not being able to remember stuff. That was a pretty good storyline. I like that.
Yeah. The only problem is, my disc set came with 2 versions of it, but the version I like that has the extended scenes and everything. One day, I guess Edward Scissorhands watched it, so now it's got a nice big scratch in the back of the disc and it skips.
Ouch. You used to be able to take it to Blockbuster and have them buff them out. You got any video stores left in Florida?
No.
No video rental stores?
Tried buying one of those kits that you can repair them with. That never worked.
Well, the other thing is toothpaste. And believe it or not, if the top of it is chipped, that's a problem. You got to have a reflective surface on the top of the CD. Yeah, for the laser to bounce off of. So if there's any kind of mark on the top,
Yeah, no,
having it scratched on the bottom.
That's fine. That's fine. It's when you flip the disc over, you can see the Edward Scissorhands marks on it.
I hate it when that happens. I hate it when that happens.
I've got several. I just had to replace one of my Harry Potters. Same thing. I said to the wife and the kids, I wish you guys would stop loaning my movies out to Edward Scissorhands.
Well, I had to take my truck into the shop this week, man. It was overheating. It took 2 days, but all the radiator fluid would leak out within 2 days. And my blower motor isn't working. It's not the blower motor, but the resistor that goes up in it. But that's another story. They didn't fix that. So I picked it up today, I picked it up yesterday. And I decided today I need to at least test it and make sure that it doesn't overheat. So I ran out, got the dog some food, picked up some food for the family, and didn't turn it off. Decided not to turn it off.
Did you put gas in it?
Put gas. Oh, full tank, baby, full tank. So after I picked up the food, I said, well, shoot, let's go for a little country drive. I had all the dogs with me. Each of them's got a window. So, Isaac's in the front seat with his window out, the head out the front window. Newton's behind him and Sir's behind me. And they're all just loving it. So I drove maybe 15 miles.
All four of y'all are driving down the street with your heads hanging out of your window, your tongue hanging out, right?
Damn near. I mean, I had my elbow out, so that represented my head. But we were definitely cruising it. I just trying to stay away from the highway, doing 35 down dirt roads and whatnot. And we get all the way down this dirt road, and Sir starts acting a fool. He's trying to get out the window. He's scratching at the window. He's trying to jump out the window, but there's not enough room. And I'm like, dude, what's the problem? Then the next thing I know, he squats and takes a dump on my iPad, Timmy. On my iPad, Timmy.
He tried to tell you?
He tried to tell me.
What would have been funnier if the camera was taking multiple shots.
I'm very mad at myself because I did not take a picture of this humongous load of dog dookie on my iPad, because I definitely would have captioned it "used iPad for sale."
You're going to clean it up before you send it down to Minister Peter, right?
Oh my goodness. And I couldn't get mad at him because he tried to tell me.
He tried to
tell me. So lesson learned. that was just this afternoon, to be exact. So I was able to clean it off, and she's good as new, and I'm going to forgive the dog because, again, he tried to tell me that he had to do something, and I figured it was a squirrel or something, that he had seen a squirrel and he was trying to, because, this is the one that has jumped out of the truck. I'm cruising through my neighborhood 3 miles an hour, about to make a right turn on my street, and I hear this commotion, and I look into the side view mirror, and I see the dog chasing a squirrel up the street. He just jumped out the car. I'm not ready for that. I thought you liked me, though. I like squirrels.
Hey, I'm still mystified here. You got dirt roads in Flint?
No. Well, actually, yes, we do, but no, we don't. I wasn't on the dirt roads of Flint per se. Which way did I go? I went up Linden Road to Elms Road. So that's like the borderline between Flint and Flushing. And then I followed Elms Road all the way out past Rankin, past Grand Blanc, into Fenton. So I was in the suburbs of Flint. And mind you, some of those roads were paved and some of them weren't. But there's a lot of country, a lot of farm, and a lot of Trump signs, dude. Ooh, my goodness.
You get outside the city and the scenery changes.
Oh, my goodness. I saw, and these are massive houses. These are mansions or mini mansions. And it's like this guy's got a Trump sign, and the guy between them's got a Biden sign, and then the guy on the other side's got a Trump sign. And I'm like, oh man, I wonder what weekends are like around this place. Poor guys, poor guys. I'm thinking all the Biden folks are just keeping it on the down low, man. Like I told you, that guy said, if you're a Republican in California, you got to keep that to yourself.
Yeah, that was what I was thinking when I was driving around western Wisconsin and eastern Iowa. Because I mean, some of them people had these 4x8 sheets with Trump Pence on them, and I'm thinking to myself, and I saw one Biden yard sign the whole time I was driving around, and all I kept thinking is, he's probably the only guy who's brave enough to let his neighbors know he's voting for Biden.
He's a big guy, is all I'm saying. He's a big guy. He is no pipsqueak is putting the sign up in their yard with that kind of peer pressure. That's some. See, I get away with it. I tell them that I am media, so I have to stay neutral. So no, I can't put your sign in my yard. I get asked all the time. So I just don't put anybody's sign in my yard. But I think I was telling you last week, I'm thinking about changing my policy. Yes. And renting the field out for signs, giving them a place to, pay $10, $15 to dump a sign. And
here's what you can do, though. Instead of candidate signs, you guys going to have ballot questions and other things, right?
Oh, yeah, everything. No, I'd want it to be bipartisan.
I'm driving around this area up here, and in my mind, there is no doubt that this state is Biden all the way. And I drove by.
Really? Wait a minute. Back up. You're telling me you think Florida is Biden all the way? Or
Massachusetts. I'm in Massachusetts.
Oh, okay.
So in my mind, there's no doubt that at the end of the count, Biden's going to win the election here, win the state of Mass, right? But I'm driving around and I'm not seeing that many Biden signs, but I'm seeing a bunch of Keep America First signs. And I'm like, I'm going to have to look that one up and see if that's a political action committee or just a slogan. What is Keep America First that they're creating? People are having yard signs out. Keep America First.
Right.
Because it's got to be representing or signaling something to somebody.
I think it's a Trump thing.
And
Keep America First in agricultural. NPPC is launching a new campaign, Keep America First in Agriculture, to broaden awareness. Hold on, let me put it up. Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. I should be able to share it if I was as smart as I thought I was. What are you laughing at? And I am. There it goes.
America First.
In agriculture, U.S. has always been a global leader in agriculture innovation, but runs the risk of falling behind. So you think this is what there's probably another one? Come on.
No, it's another one because it was the word agriculture was not on any of these signs. It was just like that. The bottom of that right there, Keep America First, is all it said, but it was just words. It wasn't pictures or anything.
And it looks like it's leaning towards the Trump campaign. If this is the Keep America, here's the Keep America First 2020.
Yeah, that's what I think it was.
So that's a Trump.
Okay. But the other one I was seeing a lot of is these big, and you can tell these hand painted because the majority of them was somebody's old, almost rotted piece of plywood that's been sitting around their property that they took out and painted a big red heart on and stuck it in the front yard. And I was going to ask a friend of mine remember Liz that lived King, lived in Scituate?
I do remember Liz King. How's Liz King? This is the Keep America First I found. Is this what you're talking about?
I don't know. Like I said, it was just a sign with words on it. It didn't have pictures, didn't indicate what they were party they were leaning towards. It was just a sign that's a Keep America First.
How is Liz doing?
she's doing good. So I went to go visit with her today for a little bit, and I get to her front door, and she's got this wooden sign on the front door with the red heart in it, and it says hope. And I'm like, that's what all them damn red heart signs mean all over the place. Hope.
Nice. Nice. Hope for what? What are we hoping for?
Yeah,
that's what the red hat meant.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
I
Steve,
got one in the back of my truck.
Steven over here, Tommy's brother Steven is just walked in, and he
Well,
said,
he's got to show himself. He can't just be talking from the side of the room. What the heck's going on? This is live stream. What's up, baby? How you doing, man?
Steven.
All right, Steven. Living the dream, huh?
Yeah, that's my other Cajun cousin.
Nice. What was he saying again?
Well, he was saying that heart is for healthcare workers and first responders.
Social workers, all that stuff.
Yeah,
frontline healthcare workers, and at the time, police,
so that's
paramedics.
Yeah, I hadn't seen that anywhere until I started driving around here, and there's people got them all over the place.
I want to say, I mean, I've seen banners that say "Heroes Work Here."
Yep.
I've seen those, but I haven't seen the hope. I definitely have not seen the hope.
Yeah, and driving around through some of the rich, some of the rich white neighborhoods that I remember around here, I saw a lot of Black Lives Matter signs.
I bet you did. Believe it or not, Black Lives Matter.
Support the group.
So, I had a brilliant idea today.
Okay.
I want to bounce it off you.
Because I don't want to be misinterpreted as supporting.
We have a blight issue here in Flint.
I won't support them.
A lot of people dumping garbage and just not keeping up with their property and whatnot. Parking cars on their grass.
Yeah.
So the city is, we always have financial issues, so we don't have a quote unquote blight department that's armed to either
or code enforcement department.
Right, code enforcement department or blight that could go and take care of it, pick the stuff up that people are dumping, and or ticket violators. So I was thinking, you know what we could do? Why not hire off-duty postal workers? They are always in the neighborhood. They know exactly what's going on. They see what's happening. They're the best informed. Why not let them moonlight as blight officers when they're not delivering mail?
Okay, the one danger in that, because I know that was thought of for a couple of other things, is that then people stop trusting their postal worker and they start wondering if their postal worker is spying on them and reporting them.
Well, yeah, it's Russia. That's what happens, man. That's how they do it. We start with the postman, telling you to pick up your trash, and then we go to a Third Reich state. That's what the plan is.
Sounds like you.
Why do you have to trust your postal worker? I don't trust some bitch now.
Right. Well, I mean, but he walks up on your doorstep every day, don't he?
He does. That's why I don't trust him.
Are you going to start drawing the blinds and blacking out the windows just because the postal worker's coming?
Dude, I've been here 20 years. He ain't been in my house yet.
But he can see the front of your house, right?
Oh, y'all right. He can see what everybody else can see. Right? He can see what the rest. All he's doing is sending the ticket to the city to follow up on.
Yeah.
And actually, it could be totally anonymous. We don't have to even know that
we have in St. Pete. You can download an app from the city, and you can report anything that you think might be a code violation. I found out it was my daughter Pamela that got the city to come down and kill all the weeds in the pond. She filed several complaints on her online app that the pond had become choked with duckweed, and to the point where the city felt compelled to come down and do something about it.
Well, that's nice. What do you think? I mean, I don't know. What do you think?
Well, you have the city develop. Well, never mind. Have the city. Mr. Spectacle Productions develop an app. People can report to the city. when they see code violations.
Well, it's not necessarily. I mean, how do they know code is the question. How do you know what's code?
Okay.
You know what I mean? And then the other thing is,
do you know what code article tells you can't dump trash in a vacant lot?
Do not.
Yeah, you might not know the code article, but you can say, I just saw this guy dumping trash in this lot over here.
Right. I can see if it was that general, but what if people are saying, this guy's windows are the wrong size. He's only allowed to have 8 by 4 windows.
That kind of stuff here you can't do. But you can say, like, if your neighbor's got unregistered cars parked up on the front lawn.
Okay, so it's limited stuff you can snitch on.
Yeah.
You can snitch on.
It's called snitch light. Snitch light.
Cindy kept getting caught because we had an overzealous code inspector in our neighborhood. She just stayed in her vehicle all day long, cruising up and down the streets looking for code. But I caught this woman at 5 p.m. on New Year's Eve cruising my street looking for code violations.
So she doesn't have a look?
My neighbor,
right?
My neighbor, about 4 doors down, over the weekend changed his garage door. She pulled up first thing Monday morning and wrote him a fine. Wow. Because he didn't have a permit displayed to change out his garage door.
Here's my question: when do you have to have your Christmas lights down? Are they that strict?
No, we're not in a deed restricted neighborhood.
Okay.
But like city code says that you can't do any construction without a permit. Well, to a point.
Well, I mean, how's that construction? That's not construction. That's replacing a door.
That's
building something new.
That's construction. You cheated the city out of their permit fee. Construction. Go pay a different permit.
How is it construction? I mean, construction is the building of something.
That's
replacing a door. You don't build anything when you replace a door.
That's considered construction.
A door is considered structural.
It's got to be done to code, which means you got to pull a permit so they can come down and inspect it. So,
what about painting? Could he paint the door?
He can paint the door.
So why didn't he just paint the new door? Dumbass. He should have just painted the door with an "I love St. Pete" sign on it, so she couldn't.
She come to my house when I was getting ready to do my new driveway. The old driveway needed to be replaced because it was all cracked because of an oak tree with roots growing underneath the driveway. I brought in 2 different tree guys to do what they call root pruning, to keep the roots from coming up underneath the driveway and cracking it again. And they both told me that tree, if you root prune that tree, it's one good wind gust and it's going to come down either on your roof, across the street, or on top of one of the cars in your driveway. So I said to the second guy, I said, screw it. How much to take it down? He said, I'll take it down, haul it all the way in, grind the stump down for $1,400. Ouch. I said, fine. Let's get it done. So in the middle of bringing it down, now he's got all the branches down and it's just the main trunk. She pulls up and tells him to cease and desist. Walks up to my door and says to me, where's your permit to take that tree down? And I looked at her, I said, as of July 1st, you don't need a permit to take an oak tree down in the state of Florida anymore. Where the hell did you hear that from? I said, if you were watching, that was a law passed by the state legislature that went into effect as of July 1st. It's been all over the news. I didn't hear nothing about it. I said, well, maybe you just should do a better job of watching the news. So she gives me a sneer and says, well, I'm going to go take this up with my boss. And I said, well, good, honey. And if your boss wants to fine me, have him jump in his truck and come down here himself to write me the fine. That was a lot of Sarah.
So I'm trying to say, what was this, July 2nd? Or
no,
July 3rd?
No. This was actually in the middle of October.
Okay, so no excuses. It wasn't like
She knew damn right well I didn't need a permit to take that tree down. She just thought she could get away with it.
Makes you wonder if she's getting any kickbacks.
She just thought she could go. She hounded my sister Cindy because her daughter Chanel liked to park with the front tire up on the grass. That's a code violation. Park the car facing the wrong way on the side of the road. That's a code violation. Park the car on the grass next to the driveway. That's a code violation.
San Diego City Law, you have to cut your tires, angle them into the curb.
I kind of like it. I kind of like it.
Right. But this is not a deed restricted neighborhood. This is city ordinances.
Right, and the deed restricted is even on top of that because the ordinances and whatever they decided within that deeded community.
I've seen, like you mentioned, I've seen deed restricted neighborhoods that send you a letter in the beginning of October that tell you what the theme is for your street in the neighborhood, and you have to have the decorations up by the end of the weekend after Thanksgiving.
What?
Or you have to decorate, or you can
decorate, or you're going to get a fine, and you have to have them up by the end of the weekend after Thanksgiving.
Well, that's a very strict neighborhood.
Nothing Christian about it, but it's lights. It's candy canes. It's lights of some type. And every street, they actually sit down at the meeting and they pick this street's going to have this design. This street's going to have this theme. And
they wrote up at their association, they cannot force you to do that. That's unlawful.
Oh yeah, you know how many people have ended up in court?
I know people at condo associations.
They foreclose it. They let the fines run up to a point. They had one Marine. They said his American flag was too big. They started fining him $500 a day for his American flag because it was too big.
That's not right.
Yeah, they limit what size flags you can fly. There's all sorts of. I would never. That's why I would never do condo.
Never doing a deed restricted neighborhood. Period.
Mm-mm.
The whole reason for the deed restrictions were to keep black folks from moving in, wasn't it?
No, it was to keep the neighborhood uniform. But the problem is that you get the people, the ones that are in charge, end up running for leadership in the neighborhood association that get power happy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I know the one that I read, and actually I think it went around on the internet, was the deed restricted neighborhood that said that you couldn't sell your houses. You had to agree not to sell your houses to anybody of color.
I know deed restricted neighborhoods that do not allow you to rent. So you can't buy a house in the neighborhood as an investment, or a condo in the building as an investment. By order of the deed, you cannot rent the property out.
Well, I mean, if it's not what do you mean, zoned? No, property, it shouldn't be. I mean, it shouldn't be allowed, and it should be grandfathered in because it is a residential neighborhood.
Right, but okay, you own a house in a residential neighborhood, right?
Right.
Okay, so say you wanted to rent that house out to somebody, because the house is sitting empty and you wanted to make some money.
Right.
That's not business. That's residential still. A resident is living in it, whether he's renting it or buying it. It's a resident living in it. But the deed restriction says, no, you cannot rent that property out to a third party to live.
So you let them live there for free.
He's a squatter.
And then they pay you $800 for the KFC you bring once a month.
Right. Hey, remember that place that we used to drive by going to New England Patriots games, right? Kraft had all the property all around the stadium bought up for parking, so he could make the money off the parking, and he had a deal with the selectmen that no other lots could get permitted. So this sub shop that was close to the stadium, the guy says, okay, on home game Sunday, free parking if you buy this $10 sub.
That doesn't work. He should have got a lot more than $10. My God. Come on now. The other guy was charging $10 to park anyway. Now you get a sub too?
No, that was the only way he was going to make any money because he couldn't get the permit to run a pay parking lot.
Right.
Raymond James down there where the Buccaneers play, that cracks me up. Is I was able to buy two individual tickets to two individual games after all this year, and they want to try to sell me a $25 parking pass to go along with the tickets, right?
Uh-huh.
All I got to do is, when I'm looking at the stadium, take a right-hand turn instead of driving up to the stadium. And in any of those neighborhoods, I can find parking for from $10 to $5 on somebody's front lawn.
All right, but I guess it's not against their permit laws, huh? Like at Cindy's house.
Not in those neighborhoods. I got a guy I go to regularly, $10 a game to park.
Nice. Well, we got a stadium 2 blocks away from us.
Ford Field, right?
No, yeah, right. No, it's called Atwood Stadium.
Oh.
And on occasion, our neighborhood association has been volunteered to run parking.
Yeah.
And there was a big field across the street from the thing, and we would direct cars and park them $5, and we get to split the door, man. And we'd walk away with $400 for the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Pay the kids, peel the kids off for helping us, and it was all good. It was a really good thing. I have tried it. We're ground zero for the 4th of July here too. The 4th of July fireworks are probably shot off less than half a mile away from here. The debris from the fireworks falls on our house. You know what I mean? You can hear the shells stop falling. So I have tried to do paid parking on the 4th of July with varying results. Usually my buddies come over and want to park in my yard. Hey man, I'm just gonna leave the car here. I'm like, oh man, take it across the street because we commandeer. There's a little pizza shop across the street that's vacant, and we commandeer their parking lot too. So I usually end up filling my driveway up with my friends, and then trying to do across the street with the kids drinking and cooking. Nobody's paying attention. It's a mess. So we just gave up on it altogether. You know, for the little $25 we were going to make with the 5 spaces that we had available to us, it just wasn't worth it.
Yeah.
Wasn't worth it at all.
We used to do pretty good with the venture crew that my daughter was in. AAA had a bunch of buildings around by the stadium that the Tampa Bay Rays baseball team plays in.
Okay.
And so they allowed the different charities to use the parking lots to make money parking cars. So on the nights we get it, it's $10 a car to park. And if it's the Rays, if it's the Yankees, the Red Sox, or Chicago team, we're gonna fill all 3 lots, and usually that's $100, $150 per kid that works it.
Nice. I think those days are gone, Tim. What do you think?
No, I don't think they're gone. They may be temporal. Well, for us, they're gone only because I don't see the Rays having those kind of games in 21 either. They didn't. I mean, they're in the World Series right now, but I don't think they're going to have much of a season in 21 either.
Well, I mean, even in a bad season, though, they have following, right?
Right, but the thing is that the stadium has enough parking.
Oh, I see.
That if it's not a large game, what'll happen is at the end of the first inning, basically their parking lot attendants walk away, and if the parking lot's half full, people just start pulling in and parking because they ain't going to pay nothing.
Right.
Whereas if it's a hot game, you're going to pay $20, $25 to park in the stadium parking, or you can come down the street 2 blocks and pay me $10 to park.
Right. Right. But it's got to be a big draw game.
Yeah. Oh, one day I almost got in a fist fight with the guy that's 2 blocks further down than us. He's only charging $5. So he's turning around. He decides to go up to the stadium where if you turn right, you're turning into the stadium. People turn left and they tell him, $5, pay me right here and drive down to that lot. And he's pointing at me. And he's got cars pulling up to me saying to me, oh, I paid the $5 down the street. Yeah, he lied to you. That's his lot down there. I didn't pay to park all the way down there. Well, you did. So one day I said to one of the other adults, I'm going to go up to the corner. And I'm up at the corner and people are coming around. Where you at? Go down 2 blocks. You'll see us on the right. People will be wearing a uniform, look just like me. Okay, that's what you're looking for. Well, he decides to come up and he's stopping cars in the middle of the intersection to collect the $5 before I can get him to my lot. And I looked at him and I said, you know you're breaking the law here. Shut the fuck up, get the fuck. I looked at him and I said, dude, I know cops in town. Do you want to go to jail right now? Because I can make a phone call and you'll be in jail in about 3 seconds. Stop blocking the traffic and trying to steal all the customers. And he starts going off and all of a sudden this security guard comes up and says to us, I want both of yous off this corner now.
So the moral of that story was Timmy was working a corner.
Yeah.
Timmy was street walking, man. Street walking.
I've worked several corners.
And he only charges $5.
$10. The $5 guy is down the street a little further.
My bad. $10. Okay. Yeah, that makes it so much better, Timmy. So much better. $10.
He stole a customer from me on one game. The next game I'm out there, that same customer comes up and he says to me, now, which lot is yours? And I said, 2 blocks over here. Just look for somebody wearing the same maroon shirt like I'm wearing and the same gray shorts. And he looks at me, he says, yeah, he says, because I ain't parking in that bastard's lot ever again. I said, really? He says, yeah. He says, get in there, and they block my car in. I have to wait for the people that they parked behind me to come to get out so I can get out.
Wow. So they're not taking keys, but you guys don't take keys either.
No. We
just self-park.
Take your $10, and there's somebody going like this to show you an open parking spot.
Okay, yeah, that's how we did it.
One way in, one way out, all open parking. No blocking, nobody in.
Nice. That's the way we did it. And we didn't have any lines. This was just a field.
Yeah.
So we were standing there, and they had to come and line up and tap us on the knee. And then we'd say, stop, all right, you're good, so that we could keep the aisles clear and all that kind of stuff. It's a whole art, man. I used to valet back in the day when I was like 18, 19 years old. I was a valet at one of the hot nightclubs here in the town. Those of you in town will remember Celebrations.
When you were doing that, did you run after you parked the car? Did you run back to the curb to get the next one?
You'd have to define run.
Run.
Run. Well, no, that's when you smoked your doobie. Is on the walk back from the parking lot is when you did whatever you found in their glove in their ashtray.
I watched that valet at our medical clinic, and the customer comes in and drops off the car, and if they don't have a customer looking to get their car back at the same time, then they drive the car over to the garage and park it and run back to get the next car.
Well, they got to run back because there's nobody else there or guarding it or what?
No, that's the way they do it. They run back, and I'm like, man, I'd be strolling. But I guess when you're getting tipped for how speedy your service is. Right.
I don't know. I think I told you about that restaurant I went to in Daytona Beach. That was a rooftop restaurant, and the waitresses and waiters had to climb stairs to bring you your food. There's like 2 flights from the kitchen to the rooftop, and there was no elevator.
No dumbwaiter, huh?
You know what I'm saying? That would be the first thing I would install is a dumbwaiter. Come on now. You just have a crew up on the top and the dumbwaiter going back and forth.
How much lost time with your staff going up and down the stairs?
Tons.
Right.
Tons. It made no
So
sense.
then you end up having to add 2 more staff people on, so you got enough staff to cover while you got staff going up and down the stairs because you didn't want to spend a little couple of dollars and install a dumbwaiter system.
Exactly. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe the patio was new and they were still working it out.
Chanel, you remember, I don't know, have you ever met Cindy's daughter, Chanel?
I have not.
Okay, so my niece Chanel, I call her Precious.
I'd imagine that she parks backwards on the street all the time.
She operates on her own rule set, and she is the queen of the universe.
Let me ask you this: is she cute?
She is very.
Okay, so that's why she gets away with it, right?
Right. So we went over to. You ever heard of Lake Worth, Florida?
No.
Okay, it's like a not quite Key West, but like Key West.
Okay.
Over on the East Coast, West Palm Beach area.
Okay.
We went over there to go visit with her, and right out her back door, there's this neat little pub called the Cottage. So her and I go over to the Cottage to have a few beers, and I'm thinking, oh, this is beautiful, man. I can get as hammered as I want, and all I got to do is just roll from here to her back door, and I'm in bed.
Nice.
Next thing I know, she says to me, Uncle Tim, grab your beer. The limo's here. I said, limo? Grab my beer? She said, yeah, grab your beer. The limo's here. We're going into West Palm. So why are we going to go to West Palm? We got beer. Grab your beer. I said, all right, fine. So she got me in this limo, and I'm like, you sure it's okay? I'm drinking a beer in the limo. Oh, it's fine. We do it around here all the time. She takes me to this rooftop bar in West Palm Beach, right? And I get to the bar, and I'm getting my beer, and next thing I know, I'm surrounded by all these guys who are trying to become my best buddy. And I'm trying to figure out, why are all these boys trying to become my best buddy? And Chanel says to me, well, I've told them all that you're Uncle Tim, and if they don't meet your approval, I don't date them.
Oh.
Kind of nights, huh? So she said to me, come on, Uncle Tim, let's dance. Great. All right. We get on the dance floor and we're dancing. Next thing I know, she says, come with me. So I start following her. She walks into the ladies' room. I looked at her. I said, Chanel, that's the ladies' room. I can't go in there. She says, oh, my friend Colin goes in there all the time. I said, yeah, but Colin cross-dresses. He makes himself look like a lady.
So where's Colin when you need him? He could have hooked you up.
All these women trying to come out of this ladies' room are looking at me like, you need to get your nasty out of here.
Timmy, here's the secret. You bite your lip so that it bleeds and looks like lipstick.
Yeah.
And then you'd have been okay. You could have made it in there.
I was going to have to bite my lip to make it bleed if I kept going in there, because somebody was going to make it bleed.
You'd have had plenty of help. Plenty of help.
Yeah.
So what does Chanel do down in Florida? What is she, 26, 27?
No, she's 36 now.
30. That's right. Cindy had that. Shoot, she had that the day I left Situate, didn't she?
Yeah, it's been a few minutes.
Yeah, that's 1980, right?
Yeah, somewhere around there. Chanel was
82.
Taylor's 37, and she was born in 83.
Yeah.
So my reading is 82. So Chanel would be 84, 85?
Yeah, 84, 85, somewhere around there. Yeah. Always been. Now, you remember how my mother was, right? My mother and your mother were a lot alike, right? So picture this 5-year-old girl jumping up and down on the bed, and my mother tells her, "Don't jump on the bed," and she stops, puts her hands on her hips, and looks at my mother and says, "You don't tell me no, Mimi."
Ooh.
I said, "So how far did the kid fly off the bed when you backhanded her?" "Oh, I didn't hit her."
I just want to know when you're gonna hit him. When you're gonna beat him. I just want to know when you're gonna beat him.
So she earned the nickname Precious. There's only one other thing I call Precious, and that's my daughter Pamela's cat.
Uh-oh.
And it's for the same reason. This is the cat that will come in the middle of the night and wake me up because she wants attention.
I'm telling you. You just don't know what to do with these dang things. Unbelievable.
Thank you, Precious.
So how does it feel to have an audience while you're doing a live stream, Tim? You got your own like little Conan thing going there.
I kind of feel like I'm ignoring them. They're sitting around here watching me talk to you.
Well, you should tell a joke. You got a monologue or anything? My God, come on.
You know me. There is not a humorous bone in my body.
Tell them to look under their chairs. I got a car for you, and for you, and for you.
You get a car, and you get a car, and you get a car.
I got this hosting thing down.
Well, I mean, these hours are going by faster and faster, man.
So tell me you watched the debate.
No.
You didn't?
No. You know how long I did hear the first 3 minutes of that debate. The first 3 minutes of that debate, because I was pulling up to a friend's house to go drink some beer. To me, that was more important. So the first thing I noticed was the moderator asked Mike Pence a question and gave him 2 minutes to answer it. So then I'm saying, okay, I might hang in my truck here and listen for Kamala Harris's 2-minute response to Mike Pence's answer. And instead, what do I hear? The moderator asked Kamala Harris a completely different question. And I'm like, wait a minute. How can I compare apples to apples if he's getting hit with this question and she's getting asked a completely different question?
Well, I thought she asked them both the same questions there may be one time when
but the first 3 minutes I watched, I listened. I didn't watch. I listened to it.
Uh-huh.
She started out with Mike Pence and asked him a question, gave him his 2 minutes, and then asked Kamala Harris a completely different question. And I said, oh, I see how this is going to go.
Neither of them answered the questions. The whole time I'm watching it, I kept saying, we need to have the question on the screen. And until they answer the question, there's no check mark. You know what I mean?
Right.
If they stop talking and they haven't answered the question, big red X goes over the question and they lose that round. You know what I mean?
And that's never going to happen. They're seeing this as a live political commercial. So they're going to press their points.
Well, in my book, Pence was the only one that had to be chastised by the moderator. I don't think she chastised Camilla maybe once for talking beyond her 2 minutes. And it was kind of constant. You were expecting that every time he answered a question that he was going to go over and was going to continue to go over regardless of how many times she tried to stop him. Other than that, I was disappointed that, like I said, nobody answered the questions. Nobody answered the questions, and you're just sitting there both wondering who's lying the most. I found myself a third of the way in. I really stopped paying attention to what they were saying, and I just started looking at their eyes, and I was just trying to look at their eyes and to see where their hurts were through their eyes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I looked at my Facebook feed the next day, and the first, I want to say, probably 15 out of 25 posts were about the fly on Country's head, or why did he have pink eye, or why did he have a fat lip?
Oh wow, really? And
Yeah.
this is your Facebook?
That was my Facebook feed. It was people, what was up with the fly? Or one person made the comment, "See, even the fly knows what a load of shit he is."
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was a come on. How could you pass up a crack like that? You know what I mean? That was just too easy, Timmy. That's low fruit.
Let me ask you a question. Have you seen the Saturday Night Live remake of the Trump Biden debate?
I did. Hilarious.
5 minutes of me just about peeing myself laughing. You know what? I don't care who you are. I don't care who you're rooting for. This shit's funny.
It was a good cold open. All right, you got 30 seconds. You got 30 seconds. Say goodbye.
Bye, people. Remember, vote. Don't wait till the last second. Vote.
Is that it? Vote and vote often? Is that your last word? Your final word?
Not often, but early. Vote early.
Early, not often. All right, guys, you heard it from Mr. Timothy Bulu. Vote early, not often. If you guys are interested in doing what we do, if you'd like to do your own live stream, public access television show, maybe even a radio show, hey, we're determined to make a difference, and we want you to too. Give us a call at 810-239-2901. That's 810-239-2901, and do what we do. Or maybe do better than we do. Maybe, I don't know. But whatever you do, make sure you enjoy the life you're living, just until you can live the life you'll enjoy. Peace.